There's a pink one hiding somewhere. Probably behind the sponge filter. You know, these are... I never really liked the idea of genetically coloring fish or artificially coloring fish. But the kids wanted, grandkids wanted, they like these colorful fish. So we put up a tank for them. And they're actually kind of pretty to look at. I guess it's like fancy dress for fish. I think the big green one is Alexis's, and the small green one, no, I think I think it's, both green ones are Alexis, I think. But Alexis might have the big pink one, I'm not sure. I know the small orange one is Isabella's. Looks like the green one's a little more aggressive. Both green ones are more aggressive. That's why the pink one's always hiding. The two small ones are actually Danios. And I can't really tell what the big ones are. They say glow skirt or something like that. I don't know. I'll find out what they are. Some company owns the patent to these, so it's apparently not legal to sell them, except the ones that come from the company. But they can be bred and produce more of them. I would assume the genetics follows the fry. I don't know. But whatever you produce, you can't legally sell. Oh well. At least you don't have to buy anymore. They're kind of expensive. The two big ones are, I think, $10 a piece, and the two small ones were $8 a piece. Someday somebody will probably challenge that patent, because if something is going to reproduce on its own, I can't imagine how the original company owns the rights to those fish. So I got a hunch eventually somebody will challenge that. But I don't care. It's not my business, so just got them for the kids, grandkids. Hey kids, you're gonna have to name these fish. So they're easy to spot, right? You can tell them apart, right? So you can give them individual names. 10-gallon tank should be able to hold a couple more, so you can probably get a couple more. I haven't even checked to see if these are males or females or anything yet. We just picked out the specific fish without regard to the gender. They're still colorful in white light, but we put a black light in here, or a glow light. I guess actually it's called a glow light. I don't know if it's a black light, but it's a glow light. So they do light up a little bit more with the glow light. Eyes have colors on these too. The first thing the Alexis noticed was her green. Oh yeah, that is her green fish. I guess that her fish have green eyes too. She thought that was so cute. I think I need to put a little backing behind this thing too, to get rid so those cables don't show up. I have a couple of more tanks. This is a 30-gallon tank. It's just loaded with medium-sized fry in here. I'm not really sure what those are. They're either platy or molly. I don't know which. I'm not an expert on fish. Orange one's a platy, I think. Lots of... We gave up trying to separate the fry. We just figured the strong ones should survive. We've got more fry now than we've got regular fish. I think the parents have died off already. There's a Danio, a couple Danios in there, and there's a swordtail, and all for the grandkids and my wife. She loves these things. We got these little plecos here, bushy tail plecos or whatever they are. They're, my wife calls them housekeepers. We got a couple in here somewhere. This plant grows like a weed. You have to keep thinning out. It just completely consumes the tank. There's a little fish hiding back there. I don't know if he's in distress or not. He's hiding back there in a corner. I still haven't quite figured out the recipe yet. We get a fish dies maybe every once a month or something. We haven't figured out what's going on. The water seems good. Lots of little ones though. And we didn't even try. These grew up in this tank as fry. Born in the tank and never moved, never separated, never isolated. And they, as far as I know, none of them got eaten, which was a miracle. There's about 4 fish missing from when they were born. And we have my wife loves this tank. See the reflection of the glowfish in the tank. We have this 47-gallon tank or 50-gallon, whatever it is. Bunch of goldfish. This has been such a low maintenance tank. Got a filter. We don't even. We got a heater in there. It came with it. We don't even need the heater, but it's left in there. And these fish. We have not lost a single fish in we haven't lost any since it's been set up. It's about 5 months ago. Not a single fish, hardly ever have to do anything. Just change water occasionally, change the filter. These fish are like weeds. was changing the water at my granddaughter's house. They have another tank over there, 10-gallon. It's got fish in it. It's got an actual true 10-gallon tank with a true koi in it. It's the biggest one in the tank, but it's being stunted a little bit by the size of the tank. It'll never grow very big. But if it does start getting out of control, we'll take it out. But anyway, to show you how hardy they are, I was cleaning the tank and I had all the fish in a bucket while I was cleaning the tank, and I went into the kitchen to clean some stuff, and then I came back in and went over and sat down, and I noticed something on the floor about 4 feet away, and that little koi guy jumped out of the tank, the bucket, and he was about 4 feet from the bucket, so he had flopped around until he got over about 4 feet away, and I picked him up and he was still flopping, and I put him back in the tank, and he's still alive, still doing well. That big goldfish there is about 6+ inches long, about an inch thick, more than an inch thick, and same for that white one over there. They're more than 6 inches tipped at nose to tail, and about an inch thick, a little over an inch thick. But 5 months, these fish all stay relatively the same size to each other. I guess the tank is stunting them or something, but they aren't growing pretty fast. They're larger. They're probably twice as large as they were when we started. But there's 60 fish in here, 50 or 60 fish in here. More than 50, less than 70. And not a single fish has died. There's also a couple of those pleco algae eaters in here somewhere hiding. Probably under that tree or in that log.